back here, JBF Music and Guitar Lessons. In this quick guitar tricks we're looking at what is essentially left hand tapping with some right hand muting, or inverted if you're left handed I suppose. We've got 3 licks all in C sharp minor, jam tracks there if you want something to play off. Each of these licks shows some common ways to use this particular technique. Alright, the nuts and bolts of this are you use your right hand to mute the string, you can either use your palm or your finger, it's up to you. Not too much pressure, you don't want to be fretting any of these notes, but apply enough pressure that the strings won't ring out by mistake. A good way to check this is just to hit the strings with your left hand and you should get a sort of percussive noise. If there's any notes or harmonics, play each string one at a time, find where the problems are and adjust your right hand and repeat until all the strings are muted. So this thing isn't just for show, the right hand does serve a purpose. Just an added bonus that it looks pretty flashy. A decent amount of gain and compression will help towards getting a strong sound. In terms of the left hand technique, hammering on with the tip of your finger will produce a stronger sound as well. And pulling off by flicking through the string, rather than just lifting up your finger, will also make the notes more defined. Also make sure not to tense up. If you think about Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch, it's more about clean technique than just pure brute force. If you find your hand seizing up, then take it away, give it a gentle shake, you know, and see how little effort you can get away with putting in while still getting a good sound. So see how lightly you can tap the strings with as little force as possible and still get a nice pronounced sound. Also, don't be afraid to move your hand, so rather than anchoring it here, if you need to move it, let yourself do it. You'll notice this maybe more on bigger stretches like these sorts of ones. Rather than anchoring this finger here, feel free to move your hand, even if it's just a small bit, like a few millimeters, because this really helps reduce strain. And finally, trying to go too fast too soon with these sorts of things is a surefire way to create that kind of panicked tension. So start off slow and just as usual let the speed build. First up, a more contained type of trilling. Steve Vai tends to do this when he's covering Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing, if you want a point of reference. This lick is maybe a bit like a less improvised Dave Murray idea. We're starting off in groups of 4 and going up the scale in a stepwise motion. Hopefully that overlay makes it a bit easier to see. We continue this until the last section of bar 1, when we switch from second intervals to using thirds. Then in bar 2, we switch up into groups of 3, ending up on the root. You can make the position shifts more prominent with a more pronounced slide, so you could go, or you can keep it more subtle. It's your call. So in terms of the intervals, what we have here is a flat 7th to root, root to second, then we have the 2nd to flat 3rd, then we have the 2nd to 4th, flat 3rd to 5th, then we go to the groups of 3, so we go 4th, 5th, 4th, flat 3rd, 4th, flat 3rd, 2nd, flat 3rd to 2nd, then root to flat 3rd, back to the root. If you like this approach, taking a concept then expanding upon it, that's generally how I approach guitar tutorials, so if you want this sort of thing in your feed, don't forget to click like and subscribe. using two patterns in triplets. This type and this one, which starts in bar 2. But yeah, very much an Aeolian sound. We have the flat third, root, second, flat third, second, root. Same sequence on the next string, flat 7th, 5th, flat 6th, flat 7th, flat 6th, 5th. Moving down the scale, flat 6th, 4th, 5th, flat 6th, 5th, 4th. On the G string, we have the flat third, root, second, flat third, second, root. Then into pattern number 2, we have the flat 7th, flat 6th, 5th, then the same thing again. Then we move down onto the A string, we have the 4th, flat third, second, 4th, flat third, second. Over to here, we then have the flat 6th, 5th, 4th, and again. Then to wrap things up, we have the flat third, second, root, one more time, and then to wrap it up on the second, just for this kind of uneasy, slightly floaty resolution. This is a great workaround for arpeggios if you're not too confident with sweeping. And if you're working on sweep picking, getting your left hand nice and steady means you'll just really need to focus on syncing it with the right hand. Anyway, we're going through some displaced arpeggios, C sharp minor, B major, A major. This is the sort of thing that sounds pretty cool when harmonized. Well, I think it is anyway. So the first arpeggio goes root, flat third, 5th, root, flat third, 5th, back down, flat third, root, 5th, flat third, root. Then a slide down to the next position. Just remember you can use all sorts of note manipulations as well, so we could use slides, could use bends, vibrato, hammers from nowhere, which I've been doing a bit of. You can even just do that on one fret in quick succession. I mean, you could even choose to hold a note with your right hand and pull off to it using this trick. So just a whole load of bonus tips, just as a way to say thanks for watching this far into the tutorial. So the following two arpeggios are the same principle as the first one, but being the major third rather than the flat third, obviously it changes to the third. So we have root, third, 5th, root, third, 5th, third, root, 5th, third, root. Sliding down again, this time to the A, and we have the root, the third, 5th, root, third, 5th, third, root, 5th, third. Then what we do is we slide from here to the 14th fret. So what I'm doing there is ending on the flat third of the C sharp minor. So this would work really well over a C sharp minor to B to A, provided the chord changes are on the same beats as the arpeggio. Over a standard C sharp Aeolian natural kind of minor tune, this should sound pretty decent though. That was left hand legato with right hand muting. This has been Quick Guitar Tricks, that's the playlist there. For some more impressive legato licks from the likes of Dragon Force, check out this video. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this and want to stay up to date with new content, hit subscribe, click like, that seems to really help the channel out, share on social media, leave a comment and enable notifications by ringing that little bell on the side, if you feel so inclined. Cheers guys.